Have you ever made a life-changing breakthrough in therapy that you deeply regret? I've been seeing Dr. Foreman for 6 months now, trying to figure out how to find my parents' killer. I remember his face perfectly. I was 7 when it happened, hiding in the closet, watching him stab them through the crack in the door. Gray hair, tall, scar on his left hand from where my mother had fought back. I've told the police everything 100 times, but without a name or location, they can't do anything. The sketch has been in the system for 20 years, I told Dr. Foreman during our Thanksgiving afternoon session. No matches. It's like he just vanished. Edwin, you're doing everything you can, she said. Sometimes these things take time. The detective called yesterday, said they're moving my case to the cold files. 20 years is their limit for active investigation. My voice cracked. I watch true crime shows where DNA solves 30-year-old cases, but we have nothing. He wore gloves. He was careful. I just keep thinking, what if I saw him at a grocery store? Would I even recognize him after all these years? People age, change. Maybe we should go out together sometime, she joked. 2 sets of eyes are better than 1. We'll find your parents' killer at Whole Foods buying organic kale. I managed a small laugh. It was nice that she tried to lighten the mood, but I still had no idea why she was really trying to lighten the mood. She'd been the only person in 20 years who didn't look at me with pity when I talked about still searching. The session ended and she checked her phone. Oh no, my Uber canceled. 3rd one today. Surge pricing is insane. I can drive you wherever you need to go. That's sweet, but it's against professional boundaries. I'm already late for my family's Thanksgiving. You just spent your holiday listening to me talk about murder. Let me at least drive you. She hesitated, looking at her phone again. The next available car is 40 minutes away. I need to stop at the store first. I promised to bring pie, and if I don't show up with it, my mother will never let me hear the end of it. No problem. At the supermarket, she ran in while I waited. The parking lot was nearly empty. Most people were already at their dinners. When she came back, she was balancing 2 pies and looked frazzled. They only had sugar-free pumpkin left, so I grabbed apple too. My dad's diabetic, but he'll eat the regular anyway and blame us for letting him. She gave me directions to a nice suburban neighborhood, the kind with basketball hoops in driveways and those little library boxes on lawns. Big family? I asked. Parents, siblings, cousins, chaos, she laughed. My dad always makes enough food for an army. Says it's because he grew up poor and promised himself his kids would never see an empty table. When we pulled up to the 2-story colonial with warm light spilling from every window, she paused. Edwin, I know this is unconventional, but would you like to come in? No one should be alone on Thanksgiving. That's really crossing boundaries. I won't mention you're my patient, just a friend who helped me out. Besides, you could use a normal Thanksgiving after everything you've been through. When's the last time you had one? In hindsight, I should have screamed, should have turned around and ran to the police, but the loneliness of 20 Thanksgivings without my parents overwhelmed me. Okay, thanks, I replied. The house was warm, full of laughter and football sounds. Kids ran around with toy planes. The smell of turkey and sage hit me like a physical memory. It felt like the family gatherings I barely remembered from childhood before everything went dark. Everyone, this is Edwin, Dr. Foreman announced. He saved me from being stranded. Her mom immediately hugged me, smelling like cinnamon and butter. Oh, bless you! Leslie's always missing dinner because of those apps. Stay, stay. We have so much food. People shook my hand, pressed drinks into my palm, asked about my life. A little girl showed me her drawings. Someone's grandfather started telling me about his time in Korea. It was overwhelming but nice, like being absorbed into something warm and alive. Dad, come meet Edwin, Dr. Foreman called toward the kitchen. He's the one who saved my pies. The pies are saved? Thank God your mother would have killed us both, a voice boomed back. A man walked out drying his hands on a dish towel. Tall, even at what must be 70 now. Gray hair, though he must have been younger 20 years ago, maybe 50 then. The kitchen light caught his left hand as he dried it. The scar on his left hand, jagged, old, running from his thumb to his wrist. My body went cold, then hot. The room started spinning. 20 years of staring at that scar in my nightmares, drawing it for police sketches, describing its exact curve and length. The defensive wound my mother had given him when she'd grabbed her own knife. Nice to meet you, he said, extending that scarred hand. Bob Foreman, thanks for helping my Leslie out. I couldn't move, couldn't breathe, just stared at the scar I'd described to police 10,000 times. Edwin? Dr. Foreman touched my arm. Are you okay? You look pale. I pulled out my phone with trembling fingers, found the photo of the police sketch I always kept, the one I'd shown her dozens of times in therapy, held it up with shaking hands. It's him, I whispered. Full story on channel link below.